మరి వీళ్ళందరూ మరి ఎట్లా కట్టుకోవాలి?
జాయిన్ అవ్వరు జాయిన్ అవ్వరు
భక్తుడికి సాగేది
వచ్చినాయి కదా
All all the all the NRCs, please gather immediately. Sorry, resource person is online. Sorry, will join in short time. Please, all NRCs, please gather immediately. I request all NRC participants gather immediately. Start online. Something, sir, I will check.
Just a minute. Hello, madam, very good morning. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir, it's audible, sir.
Oh, okay, fine. So please let me know, ma'am, when to start.
All the NRCs, please gather immediately. All the NRCs requested to turn on your camera. All the NRCs turn on your cameras. Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. B. Shiva. I'm here to welcome you to this economics finance program organized by CCD. I welcome the participants from various colleges across the state, KRPs from various NRCs. A very special welcome to our resource person, Professor N. Prasanna, Department of Economics, Bharathidasan University, Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu, who is here to talk on promoting creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship in higher educational institutions. Thank you, sir. Thank you for accepting our invitation and attending for this online session. Thank you, sir. We hope that the session will provide latest information through the insights shared by the resource person. Now, I invite NRC Rajbhai to present the session. NRC Rajmandri. NRC Rajmandri. Please respond.
Well, a very good morning to Canada.
Yeah, by 2005, first session of 5-day TOT on economics, organized by Commissioner of College of Education, Andhra Pradesh. And G. Pavani Devi, lecturer in economics from ASG Government Degree College for Women, Kakinada. I'm so pleased to have the chance to introduce our resource person and the speaker of this session, Dr. N. Prasanna sir. Dr. N. Prasanna sir, Professor and Head of Department of Economics at Bharat University, Tiruchirappalli, is also in-charge director at BDU Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Career Hub and coordinator at Placement and Training Center. His areas of research are international economics, foreign direct investment and development economics. Under his supervision, 24 scholars have completed MPhil, 3 scholars have completed PhD. Sir has got 68 publications in international and national journals, within which many are Scopus Index and UGC Chemistry. His notable books include FDI in India, Issues and Challenges, by Legal Publications, New Delhi in the year 2014. Sir has also authored a book titled Innovative Entrepreneurship along with Dr. M. Ravichandran in the year 2022. He has completed 18 funded research projects, consultancy projects, which included UGC and TRUSA projects. Dr. Prasanna sir was a meritorious student throughout his studies and received many medals and awards. He is also recipient of Outstanding Faculty Award by Venus International Foundation in the year 2016 and Best Teacher Award in the year 2021 by ESA's International Accreditation and Assessment Council. Dr. Prasanna sir have organized more than 600 training programs, seminars, workshops for students and faculty and economic forum and placements in training center. I have to mention that Sir's profile is the longest that I have ever come across, which comprises of 68 pages. So I must say totally amazed to look at Dr. Prasanna sir's profile. Today, he is with us to speak to us about promoting creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship in higher education institutes. Sir, with all this vibrant research and practical experience that you have, we are eagerly looking forward to take insights from you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Most respected head of the Department of Economics of Kakinada College and the coordinator of this program, Dr. Shubha, and other faculty members, and also all the participants who have joined through online mode from various colleges across Andhra Pradesh. And of course, I whenever now this time we are having this online. Whenever I visit Andhra Pradesh, I cherish my memories. I did my schooling in Vizag for about 4 years. I think that was very long back. I think that was in 80s. Uh, uh, so I have a really good connection with Andhra Pradesh in that way, and many of my friends are there. My colleagues are also there, working in various institutes in Andhra Pradesh. So it is a really wonderful opportunity provided by the organizers, and I specifically thank the organizers for having provided me with this opportunity of having a discussion with all of you regarding one of the pet topics which I'm going to start a couple of seconds. So that is promoting creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship in the higher education institutions in India, and specifically in the arts and science colleges and universities in India. So once again, special thanks to Dr. Shubha and Dr. Yamuna for having provided me this opportunity for in this program. So now Moving on, what is the background of this creativity entrepreneurship? Mainly, promoting entrepreneurship. Creativity and innovation are precursors to become entrepreneurs. So now, why this entrepreneurship push in the recent times? So this has been there from the top, that is from the government of India to all the state governments and also all the universities and colleges. So they are right now they are trying to promote this concept of entrepreneurship among our students, right? And very specifically in the arts and science institutions, in engineering, in management, this thing that is the concept of promoting entrepreneurship, bringing up startups and all these things. This started about 25, 30 years back, or even before that. And many of the engineering and management institutions are doing really well in promoting and nurturing entrepreneurship at the student level. And there are leading institutions in India like the IITs and IIMs, which are promoting, and also other engineering colleges which are promoting entrepreneurship in a big way. And there have been quite huge successes also in the educational institutions. In that way, the government of India and all the state governments and also all the education institutions are now, focusing their attention on promoting this kind of, promoting entrepreneurship among students in arts and science universities. So now, why promote, entrepreneurship? So why promote entrepreneurship is because entrepreneurship leads to economic growth. So that is what we'll be seeing later also in economic theories. Mainly Schumpeter, who promotes this idea or brings this concept of innovation and entrepreneurship into the economic theory discourse, economic growth theory discourse. So the more the number of entrepreneurs in an economy, the higher the economic growth. And the higher the economic growth, the higher the economic prosperity of the people. So that is the main idea. That is the main background behind this push. So rather than our students, we have this age-old mantra. Um, uh, uh, you know that you should in our households that we all would have also been brought up in the same way. I'm telling, including myself also. So that is study well, get good marks, and get a good job, and preferably that should be a government job. So this is the mantra all our children, all our students are inculcated right from childhood. And that is what all our students also try to do. So that is try to secure the highest marks possible and try to write some competitive examinations and get into one or the other form of government job. If not possible, then go for the private sector, right? So but rather than that, why not uh, imbibe the concept of entrepreneurship in young minds, right? So imbibe the concept of entrepreneurship in young minds. And when these children come out of the education system, if they become, entrepreneurs, not all, we cannot say everyone can become entrepreneurs, but whoever has that potential, if those people, if more number of those people become entrepreneurs, they will be doing good for themselves. They will be providing employment opportunities for their peers. They will be leading to economic growth of the whole nation. So that is the idea behind promoting entrepreneurship mainly in arts and science universities and colleges, because most of our students in higher education study arts and science courses. And in this period, if we are able to push them towards entrepreneurship, and some of them turn out as entrepreneurs, surely we can make some contribution to the society, we can make some contribution to the Indian economy, we can make, economic growth take place at a faster pace. So that is the background with which, this push towards entrepreneurship in higher education institutions is being, planned and is being propelled by various tiers of government and also various tiers of educational institutions. Right. So now talking about entrepreneurship, uh, there are, as we already reflected upon, there are two precursors to, becoming an entrepreneur. So if we want to start the journey of entrepreneurship, we need to, have two things in advance. So one is creativity, another is innovation. Huh. Okay. So creativity. So because one of the now entrepreneur, before going to creativity, I just want to make one more point regarding entrepreneurship. Is that there is a subtle difference between entrepreneur and a business person, right? So all entrepreneurs are business persons, but not all business persons are entrepreneurs, right? Because doing a business itself does not mean that that person is an entrepreneur. So entrepreneur, there is a subtle, that's what I told you, there is a subtle difference between an entrepreneur and a business person. So a business person is concerned with, the traditional concept, that is uh, the business person invests some capital or finance into a business, right? And that person may procure raw materials, get the whatever other productive resources necessary, manufacture a product or buy a product and make a process and sell the product and make a profit. Right. So that is what is the basic business model. And that is what we teach to our economic students right from our undergraduate, microeconomics class, the theory of the firm, right? So how a firm, what is the firm motivated? How is the firm motivated? The firm is motivated by, the objective of profit, right? So you invest some money and then you start your business, you enter a competitive market and you make a profit, right? So that is a conventional business model. Whereas entrepreneurship is about, something more than just doing a business, right? So the profit part is actually not the end result, but it is actually, it is not the objective or the main goal, but it is actually the end result where you get, profit by doing something for the society. So the main aspect of entrepreneurship is that the entrepreneur tries to find a problem in the society, a gap in the society, and tries to fill that gap or tries to find a solution for that problem. And by finding a solution for that problem or filling the gap, the entrepreneur is able to create a business model and thereby sell his idea or sell his or her product in the market and thereby generate some revenue. And so the end product is the profit part, but the main objective of the entrepreneur is to provide a solution to a problem in the society or a gap in the society or in science or in technology or whatever it is. So we'll just see some of the examples later. So the main focus here is about entrepreneurship and not just doing business. So doing business is, I am not undermining doing business. Doing business is also equally, good, but there is a difference. So entrepreneurs are people who seek to find a solution to a problem in the society or fill a gap, and thereby they develop a business model through which they generate revenue and they, get the profit. Whereas business person's main objective, primary objective itself is to invest, capital, invest money and make profit. So that is a major difference between a business person and entrepreneur. And that is why entrepreneurship is different. So if we want to identify a problem in society, if we want to, identify gap in the society, if we want to provide some solution to that problem, if we want to fill that gap, we require some kind of creativity, right? We require a creative mind. Require a creative mind. We require an innovative mind. So only then we will be able to, identify a problem in the society and, provide an innovative solution to, that kind of problem, through which a business model can be generated and the revenue can be, made, and the business can be, the business can grow in future, not only from one locality, but to, the entire state and to the entire country, and also to the whole globe. So for that, as I told you, the main aspect what we require is creativity. So now, what is creativity? So creativity, see, these are all definitions, and I don't think we'll have time to go through all these definitions and all. So I will not go through these. I will PowerPoint with Dr. Shubha, and I think she will be able to share it with you. You can go through that later. So the main point I want to make here about creativity, I think all of us are, economics teachers, and you all will be having a fair idea about what creativity is. So the main point I want to focus here is thinking out of the box. So creativity, what we refer to creativity here is thinking out of the box, right? So now, what is this box? So the box is our head, right? The box is our head, or the brain. The brain is the box. Thinking out of the box, right? So what our education system in India is doing and has been doing for quite some time now is that, it just keeps pouring information. This is what I tell my students usually. So it just keeps pouring information into the head, into the box, right? And we all think, inside the box, and we try to, get whatever is there inside the box. So we don't tend to think out of the box. So that is what is actually needed. So whatever information, I'm not telling that pouring information is not good. Knowledge, right? So we need to get knowledge at the school level, at the college level, at the higher education institution level. Right, so we need to get knowledge from our school system, from our college system, from our university system, right, from the society, say from newspapers, from televisions, or various other, say, the internet. So we need to get knowledge. So all this knowledge is there in our box, but how we use this knowledge, that is what is thinking out of the box. That is what is thinking out of the box. So I'll just tell you one simple example, which, I got from my students. So earlier when I was in, Annamalai University, and it is really good that all of you are economics teachers, because for a diverse audience, it would have been difficult to understand. So, in all our question papers, we ask our students to draw a lot of curves, demand curve, average cost, marginal cost curve, and so on, right? Indifference curve and so on. So this one set of students were, drawing perfect curves in the examination papers. So I was really intrigued because, in assignments, we can understand, because they'll have all the time, they'll have all the tools, techniques to draw, perfect, curves. But in examination, time is really limited, and you have to rush through. And in that examination paper, they are drawing, graphs like as if printed in a book. So I asked those students how you are able to, draw like this. So they said simply, sir, we use Velakmat Gucci. I don't know how many of you understand. Velakmat Gucci is a broomstick made of that coconut tree. So that coconut tree broomstick, so that is stiff. So if you keep it straight, it will draw a straight line, and you can bend it in any form, any shape, and you can draw a perfect curve. So that is thinking out of the box. So we know what the property of the broomstick is. We have studied during our school days and all, but the students are able to apply it. That is what is there in our head. They are able to bring it out and they are able to apply in the real world. So that is what is thinking out of the box. So thinking out of the box is not, something thinking like Einstein or, um, uh, Bill Gates or whoever, or, Elon Musk or something like that. So just simply use whatever information you have gathered all these years and how to use it alternatively, how to use, whatever information, whatever knowledge we have alternatively. That is what is thinking out of the box. And thinking out of the box will help us to promote creative minds among our students. So creativity, there are two views: elite view and developmental view. So the elite view generally says that it is a God-given gift. If you don't believe in God, I say it is nature's gift. And it is by birth, and we cannot teach creativity. We cannot train creativity. So it is only blessing for some people, and it is like some people have it, some people don't have it, right? This is what is a traditional view. And then second, there is a developmental view. So which says that creativity is available to everyone. So that is, God has given it to everyone, or nature has given it to everyone. So everyone has a creative mind. Only thing, we need to explore the possibilities of creativity. Right? All children born in this world are creative, are equally creative. Only what we do is that in our education system, in our training and coaching and all these things, we try to confine all that creativity into a single channel, right? Single channel, like this horse ladam, we say in Tamil. I don't know. Hope you're able to understand. So when in a horse cart, if you see, the horse will have this two, covers, right, of in their eyes, so that the horse cannot see this side or that side. It has to stay only straight. Only then it will go around. So that is what we do in our education system. We put this kind of two covers to our students, and we don't allow them to look here or there, and we have to go only in a straight line path. Whatever we teach, that has to be reproduced in the examination and so on. But by nature, by birth, all children are very, very creative. You can see that creative nature in children in your homes. Yeah, your kids will be so creative. Only our formal education training, reduces the creativity year after year. In fact, there is a curve. I don't know whether I have it here. No, I don't have it here. Maybe in some other slide I have it. So you can just imagine, right? A curve as that curve is actually negatively sloping. X-axis you can have the years, and y-axis you can have the creativity. So at birth or during younger years, creativity will be high. As years go on, creativity will slowly keep on coming down. Right? So as you age, your creative nature keeps on coming down because you're totally formalized. You are into one kind of system. You don't want to move away from the system. You don't want to look this side or that side. You don't want to look anywhere. You just want to focus on one direction. When I'm saying you, I really don't mean you. It is including myself also. So this is a general perception of people. So all people, as they age, the general tendency is to move in one set of direction, not looking at alternatives. But nature or God has given creative, mind to every child which is born in this world equally. So only thing is, the children need some kind of proper guidance, proper training. So if a boy or girl thinks differently, so we need not, punish the child, punish that boy or girl. In fact, we should try to, identify what kind of alternate talent or different talent that a boy or girl has, and nurture that talent. That is what will lead to, you know, creative minds in the future. Right. This story also, I think everyone would have heard about Thomas Alva Edison, who was thrown out of school, but his mother, you know, persisted with the idea that his son had a different kind of talent, and he would surely, you know, become successful in life later. And she educated him without, you know, giving up, and ultimately we now we are talking about Edison, the greatest inventor of all times, and also one of the greatest entrepreneurs of all time, who who invented so many things and brought so many things to the society's use. So like that, the creative nature can be trained, can be developed, can be guided in the right way. That is what we need to understand, and we need to also promote in our students. Next is, developing creativity. So what can be done? See, this is actually for students and all, it is actually a huge, this slide itself takes about 3-4 hours. But I'll just tell you the crux of the matter here. So how we can train, people, how we can train the creative mindset of the people, right? So first, as we saw, we require the knowledge, right? So first we require the knowledge. That is what society gives us. Right from our birth, right from a child is born, her or his parents give some knowledge, siblings give some knowledge, society gives some knowledge, teachers give knowledge. So okay, so acquiring knowledge is the first aspect. And then second is, with the knowledge, you should have some imagination. With the knowledge, you should have some imagination, because knowledge itself will not lead to creativity. That knowledge has to be used for imagining things. Then only it will become creative. Then only a person can become creative, right? So that is why, we we don't only study, all these what do you say, this academic content, but also so many other things, like say tales of so many others, or stories, or some other things, like say maybe say the Ramayana or Mahabharata or Gita, or any other folklore. We study all these things, or we read all these things to have a vivid kind of a imagination. So all the knowledge we have, and with that knowledge, we should have a vivid imagination that will lead to creativity. And then the next aspect is, to have the resources. So to have the resources, so that you can put your knowledge and imagination into action, right? So you have the knowledge, and then you imagine to do something, and then you require the resources, so that you can put your knowledge and imagination into some kind of practice, that is doing experimenting with things and all, right? So that is why we have these experiments in school and all. So you require the resource, and that is what as we started this session with, the government of India, state governments, and all education institutions are promoting by funding for these startups, by funding for incubation. So why? Because we have to nurture this knowledge, nurture this imagination of our students. So that is why you require the resources, right? And then the next aspect is, you require the right kind of attitude. You require the right kind of attitude. So you have the knowledge, imagination, resources, fine, but you have to have the right kind of attitude. And attitude is of something, being persistent with, whatever you're doing, not leaving and going. Because, this is a very, very serious problem which we see among our students, that, just because there is a small hiccup, they'll throw it away, they'll throw whatever, or they'll stop whatever they are doing, and they'll move on to something else. That should not be the right, that is not the right kind of attitude. You have to persistently do the same thing again and again and again and again until you succeed. So that is the kind of attitude we require. So now how we will get this attitude? So this attitude we can get from our habitat. So what is this habitat? So this habitat is the place where you're studying or you're working in. So that is where our, colleges and universities come in. So what kind of environment, what kind of habitat we provide to our children, what kind of habitat we provide to our students, right? So where their attitude is improved, whether they get where they get the right kind of attitude to, promote their imagination, promote their ideas, right? To explore possibilities, to, you have some creative idea, check with it, experiment with it, right? So that habitat has to be provided. That has to be provided mainly in the educational institutions. That is where, our student community is in their prime, age, in the adolescent age, in the prime age. And now to have the right kind of attitude, the overlying fabric which is there is culture. So our culture is the overlying fabric which engulfs this habitat. So our culture, teaches us or molds us in such a way as to how to behave, how not to behave, how to have a right kind of attitude, how to, have a bonding relationship between, different people. Because when we are going for this, entrepreneurship, uh, single-handedly you cannot do things. You have to have some kind of partnership. You have to mingle with people. You have to have association with people. You have to have a team to work with. So if you want to work in a team, our culture teaches us how to, uh, bond with people. So culture is also very, very important. So these are all the factors which are going to help mold, the creative mindset of the child, or, or our students who are studying with us. So these things are very, very important to for, promoting, a creative mindset among our student community. Right. So next aspect is innovation. So innovation. So now what is innovation? Now creativity leads to innovation. So that is why we are moving on to innovation. So, and innovation brings in new concepts of entrepreneurship. So that is why creativity and entrepreneurship are precursors to the journey of entrepreneurship. So innovation, now now we'll just see the basic aspect definition given by Schumpeter. So what Schumpeter says is that, invention is creating something new, whereas innovation is related to the adoption of the new thing, or bring a new product to the market. So that is the difference between invention and innovation. Of course, every one of you will be knowing the scientific process. So I'm just refreshing your memory. So there is first we observe something. Yeah, we observe something in nature, we observe something in society, and then we make a discovery, right? We make a discovery based on our observation. And discovery is a natural phenomena. And based on that discovery, there is an invention. That is what is man-made or human-made. And that invention, when it is brought into the market or brought into society's use, it becomes innovation, right? Age-old example again, every one of you will be knowing, just to clearly understand in simple words. In fact, this example is also not right, because these are all stories which are told in our school books, which are not actually true. But anyway, we would have studied in our school that, you know, the natural phenomena that steam has power. So that was discovered by James Watt. So when he was doing some experiment and all, he was making tea, and he had a kettle, and he kept a lid on it, and as the steam got, as the water got hot, the steam built up and it threw the lid away. So he discovered that steam has power. So nothing to do with James Watt. So nature gave the power to steam. Okay, we don't understand that how steam has power, but it is a natural phenomena that steam has power. Now, based on that, steam Watt invented a steam engine. Yeah, in fact, actually, the steam engine was invented, I think, some 50 years before that itself. But then James Watt he invented a component of steam engine whereby the condenser was separately located, not within the steam engine itself. And that is how the steam engine was brought into industrial use. Right. So anyway, so the story was that James Watt discovered that steam has power, and he invented the steam engine. So now the steam engine is kept inside James Watt's laboratory. It's there. The invention stops. Okay. So you had observation, discovery, invention finished. But how it became an innovation is that the steam engine was put into multiple uses. The steam engine was put into the factory system. It was used in textile industries in London, right? The Manchester textile industry. So they used the steam engine to power their looms. And then the steam engine was used as a locomotive. Really, the train engine. So you all, many of you will be remembering, I hope. I can still remember the steam engines. In my childhood days, I think a couple of trains were, at that time also powered by steam engine, right? And then ships were powered by steam engines, right? And then even today's steam engine is relevant. Now, how is electricity produced? Electricity is produced with the same principle of steam engine, right? So whether it's thermal power or you take nuclear power, the most advanced nuclear reactor, what principle it is using to generate electricity? It is using the principle of steam engine. Okay, so only the source of power is different. So in the locomotive steel engine or textile steel engine, coal was used to generate heat, and then the water was heated, and the steam was generated, and the steam was superheated, and it was pushed through pistons to pipes to run the piston, push the piston. Same thing for the production of electricity in thermal power plants. Same thing in nuclear power plants. Only thing here, nuclear power is used. Yeah, uranium is used. Enriched uranium is used in a fission reaction where it generates heat, and water is boiled and superheated steam is produced, and that steam only runs the turbines and electricity is produced. So steam engine, which was invented way back in 1890s or so, even today, 1780s, I think, 1780s or so, even today it is relevant in the form of, the most advanced, nuclear power reactors. They use the concept of steam engine to generate electricity and supply it to us. So this is what is innovation. So innovation is, putting the invention into multiple uses, bringing it to the society, making it, useful for the society. Or, bringing it to the market in economic terms, bringing it to the market where, people are ready to pay for it, right? People are ready to pay for it. See, if the steam engine was invented and kept in a laboratory itself, who will pay for it? No one will pay for it. But it was brought into society, and so people are now paying for the use of the steam engine. So that is what is innovation. Right. And then Peter Drucker, the great management guru, you all will be knowing. And then John Maynard Keynes, of course, the revolutionist economist. So these two people say one and the same thing, similar things. So Peter Drucker says that new ideas emerge only when old ones cease. And Keynes says, goes one step further and says that real hardship lies in getting rid of old ideas and developing new ones. Right. So in order to be creative, in order to be innovative, the main thing what we need to teach our students is to, throw old ideas out of the, head, right? So that is what Drucker and Keynes say. So getting creative idea, being innovative is about, getting rid of old ideas. That is what is more tough. Getting new ideas is fairly easier than getting rid of the old idea from our head. So that is the most challenging part. So that is what we need to do that is what we need to educate our students is to get rid of old ideas so that you can get new ideas, so that you can become innovative. So if one wants to become innovative, then they have to get rid of old ideas, right? So like, we have in our economic theories, we have so many theories. So there are the old theories are there, and then there are the new theories are there. So we don't subscribe to the old theories. Nowadays we subscribe to the newer theories because the newer theories are more relevant. So similarly, we have to throw away the old ideas which are not applicable and, adopt new ideas which are applicable. So that is why the next point, that is learning, unlearning, relearning. That is a very important aspect of innovation. Learning, unlearning, relearning. So that is, unlearning is as important as learning. That is what I would like to stress here. So unlearning is as important as learning. So if you cannot unlearn, then you cannot relearn. That is the problem. So if you cannot unlearn, you cannot relearn. Okay, so only when you unlearn to do the old thing, then only you will relearn to do the new thing, right? So that is why learning, unlearning, relearning, this is the education cycle. So this process we have to follow in our, institutions, in our colleges, in our universities, among our students. So we have to follow this, principle of learning, unlearning, and relearning. So that would promote, innovation. Right. So for example, see, now I think all of you, I think I'll use my mobile for many examples from now on. So if you take this, mobile phone, I think all of you have a smartphone, right? So now how did you, learn to use this? So one is, by unlearning how not to do with the old phone. And then you relearn how to use the smartphone. Right, it took me, I think, when I got my smartphone and all these things, it took me at least 2-3 years to, get accustomed to all these things. And now my this smartphone is actually my mobile office. Only, when I'm at my home or office, I have the facility of this laptop and, or some desktop system. Otherwise, whenever I travel, I don't now take anything else. I don't take my laptop or I don't take, pen drive or nothing. I just take my mobile. So all the data, everything here. Okay, so this is my office. So all my files, everything are here. So it took me 2-3 years, but now, this system that is has made my work, much more flexible. So I don't need to, depend on a desktop computer or a laptop or something like that to, get my access to my files and all. So like that, learning, unlearning, relearning is very important. So only when you unlearn to do the old stuff, then only you will learn to do the new stuff. Like communication again, this may not be a good example, but see, our students usually like it. That's why I tell. See, nowadays we have in fact lost. We have unlearned the art of writing letter. We have unlearned the art of writing letter. So nowadays, everything is, this WhatsApp, tweet, and stuff like that. Within 2-3 words or a couple of, smileys and images, everything is communicated, or on photo, everything is communicated. Right. So we have unlearned the art of writing letter, and we have relearned to communicate through various other channels. Next is so what are so how do we identify innovation, or how do we classify innovation? So one is functional value, which is technology driven. So technology driven innovation, where that is innovation creates something new and adds some value, and this addition of value is through some new technology, right? So to give you a classic example, now again I will go back to the mobile phone. I'm sure everyone has this kind of smartphone, and everyone will be having this app, yeah, Paytm, or what is that, Google Pay, or Beam UPI, and so many stuff. So how did this kind of system start? It started in late 90s in USA. At that time, the the leading e-marketing company was eBay. Now also it is there, but not so popular. But now, because you have Amazon, Flipkart, Alibaba, and so many other companies. So in eBay, if you had to make if you make a purchase and have to get a settlement for that product. Say now you think from the point of view of a seller and not from the point of view of a customer. Okay, so now see, I am a vendor. Now I sell my goods on eBay. Someone orders through online. I send the good. It is delivered to the customer. Customer makes a payment. It goes to eBay, and then it goes to a bank, and then it comes to me. So this settlement process, it used to take about 1 month. It used to take about 1 month, and in some cases more than 1 month also. Okay. So one is time, and then second, what the thing was that the transaction cost. Yeah, the transaction cost. So transaction cost was also significantly high. Right? See, the customer orders some product and I send it. Okay. Now the customer takes a check. Check leaf costs about 2 rupees. Sends it by courier to eBay. So about 20 rupees, 22 rupees. eBay encashes the check. Another 2 rupees, 24 rupees. Then eBay takes his commission and writes a new check to the vendor and sends it. So another check leaf. So 26 rupees. And then, the courier charge another 20 rupees, so 46 rupees. And then the vendor actually gets a check and then encashes it, another commission of 2 rupees. So some 28, 30 rupees. Sorry, 48 rupees. So 48 rupees is the total transaction cost, right? So a hypothetical example. So 1 month time and 48 rupees transaction cost. Now what happened? This Elon Musk and two of his friends, yeah, they were experimenting with the idea of developing some kind of software. They were developing 2-3 ideas at that time, and this was one of the idea, to provide a online payment gateway for eBay customers. So that was the idea. So it was a fairly small idea. So they did not develop this application for everyone. They developed this application only for the people who are using eBay to make purchases. Okay, and make a payment very, very simply without so many transaction cost, and also by making it very convenient, very people friendly, and cost saving. Okay. And with that in mind, they developed this application called PayPal. Okay, so you can check out in Google. So PayPal was the first, online payment application. Now we have so many others. So what it did was it reduced the payment time, the payment settlement time from 1 month to 2 days. So within 2 days, the payment was settled. So because now the payment is online, so no check writing, no courier, the courier time and all these things are cut. So directly the payment goes to the vendor. The bank gets its commission, the eBay gets its commission, PayPal gets its commission. All the things done, and the payment goes to the remaining. The net payment goes to the vendor in one shot. So within 2 days, all the process is finished. So time reduced from 1 month to 2 days. This is one. Second, what you told, the transaction cost, right? Transaction cost now, which was 48 rupees, now it reduced to some 3 or 4 rupees. Because now, a bank, as usual, they get the commission. eBay, as usual, they get the commission. PayPal also now gets some commission, right? So the transaction cost reduced from 48 rupees to 2 or 3 rupees. So time reduced, transaction cost reduced. So both reduced. So that is what is adding functional value. So something totally new, which was not there already existing. So something new and adding value to the customers, adding value to the vendors, adding value to eBay. And that PayPal application became so popular that eBay purchased PayPal for several $million, and through which Elon Musk got the money to start his other projects like Tesla, and then later now SpaceX and so on. So technology driven innovation. So what all they did, all they had was technology. That is, they had a laptop, they had an internet connection, and they had the knowledge of coding. They knew how to code. Okay. And I think none of those people who developed this software, they completed their college and all, right? So they had the power of technology. They used a program, a computer software program, to create this thing, a value addition, and which made a huge difference to the society. It is making a huge difference to the society today for us also. And then the second is symbolic value, which is design driven. So design driven, so symbolic value. So one is functional value, another is symbolic value. So something adding value which is symbolic in nature, and it is design driven. For this, one of the classic examples is in our homes itself. And if you see in all our homes, we all make idli and dosa. Okay. And for making this idli and dosa, you have to grind the batter, right? The rice and urad dal batter you have to grind. So now just imagine before now you have the grinder. So before the grinder, I don't know what you call in Telugu. In Tamil we call the orle. Okay. So and kolavi. So the orle is the bottom part and kolavi is the top part. So the bottom part will be stationary, whereas the top part you will have to spin, and so that the rice gets into a rice batter. Okay. So now once the grinder was invented, it was a design driven innovation. So what it did was that, see, the kolavi, once the grinder came in, the kolavi was almost stationary and the bottom was rotating, right? So the bottom was rotating, whereas the top was stable. So the same purpose it did. So it ground the rice into batter, right? And what value it added, right? So what value it added, that is invaluable. You cannot compare in any money terms. You cannot compare in money terms, because it saved the treacherous labor of millions of women in India in the kitchens, specifically in the rural households. It saved the labor of millions of women in rural households. So now they had, now they need not grind batter manually, right? So much of energy is saved, Now they have time because every day you have to grind the batter. So now you have every day you have more time to do some other economically productive work, right? So and more so, as I told you, the treacherous work of this grinding batter for the entire family. So many women were freed from this kind of laborious work from the so invaluable contribution in terms of adding value, invaluable contribution to millions of Indian women. So why I'm telling you this idea, this example is because see, just technology driven itself is not is important. That is not the case. Even design driven innovation can make a huge difference to the society, can make a huge contribution to human lives. So that is why whether it is technology driven or design driven, it does not matter. What matters is what is the value addition we are bringing in to the society, what value addition we are bringing into the people's lives. So that is what is important. And then the next is degree of newness. So one is radical innovation, another is incremental innovation. So radical innovation is something which throws the old product out of the market, right? Like for example, now as we talked about this letter writing. So I don't know how many people write letters. I don't think no one writes letters. So the letter writing is thrown out, and the new form, that is your email, Wikipedia. Sorry, not Wikipedia. This, what is that? WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, and all these things came in. Or if you want another one, physical product, you can take, for example, this Kodak camera. So since World War II till the 90s, you see, whenever you want to take a photo, the thing is this mainly this Kodak, and then there used to be Fujifilm and all, but lesser. But Kodak was the most popular, prominent brand, and I think most of the market was commanded by Kodak. Once the digital camera came in, what happened to Kodak? Kodak just vanished. So once the digital camera came in, Kodak vanished. So the innovation in camera technology threw Kodak out of the market. And now you have, so many things. And now I don't think every one of you will have any camera in your home. Yeah, earlier we used to have camera in our home. So either as we saw this Kodak kind of camera where you used the film roll and all, or some other digital camera. Nowadays, everyone has a mobile and the mobile has a camera. That's it, finished. So no one has a camera. So every mobile will have some 1,000, 2,000 photos, right? So we don't even print the photos nowadays. So the old thing is just thrown out of the market, and when the new, thing comes in, that is radical innovation. And then the next one is incremental innovation. So incremental innovation is, something, uh, adding more to the same thing. Again, I am taking the mobile. As I told you, I'll repeatedly using the mobile as example. So once the mobile, came in, so before the, the mobile came in, there was a landline technology. And then once the mobile came in, it was only replacing the landline technology. So instead of having a wired connection, you had now a wireless connection, right? And it used to do the same job as a landline phone without the wire. That's it. Okay. But then slowly what happened, this mobile phone, slowly they added some entertainment. They put some games into it. Then they added this radio. Then they added this camera. Then they added internet. Then they added, fast internet. Then they added, now from fast to faster internet, that is 5G, very fast, extremely fast internet. So now, and you have now, cloud storage and so many other, stuff. So as I told you, they just keep on adding one feature after the other, one innovation after the another into the mobile phone, and you just keep on innovating on it. Right, so that is incremental innovation. These all, I think you can go through these all These are all again the same thing, one or two may be different, but I don't think we'll have time. Okay, new concepts, new products which are coming up. All these things we saw. Okay, so these are one or two important slides we need to, yeah, this is one of the very important slides. So what we need to understand is that, there are, as we saw earlier, see, there are so many new products coming up, library books, your bookshelf cannot, you need not have a, regular kind of bookshelf. We can have this kind of bookshelf so that it looks attractive to our children so that they can at least go near the books and see, because, nowadays no one goes near the books also. So you do something like this, then maybe they can go near. So many new products are coming up, and these are all we saw as evolution took place, right? Now, what we need to understand in this process of innovation is that not all innovations are successful. Not all innovations are successful. So innovation, as we earlier saw, is equal to invention plus commercialization. So just because innovation has been made, right, it does not mean that it is success. It has to be accepted by the people. It has to be accepted by the society. It has to be sold in the market. It should be saleable in the market. People should be ready to give money for it. People should be ready to pay for it. Only then the innovation can be said successful. Otherwise, the innovation, sorry, not the invention, innovation cannot be said to be successful. So only when innovation is saleable in the market, it becomes successful, right? And all innovations are not successful, that we need to understand. In fact, the next slide, see, neither all fashion trends. So fashion trends, you will see so many fashion trends, but almost 98% of them are failure. 98% of them are failure. So that is what we need to understand, that that all invention or in the process of creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship, failure is a very, very integral part of innovation and entrepreneurship. Failure is a very, very integral part. So we need to make our students understand what failure is, and that failing is not bad. But in our society, what we do right from the beginning is that we shun failure, we punish failure. We don't accept failure in our households, in our school education system, in our college education system, right, in our university education system. We don't accept failure. This is a very, very big problem, right? So, but failure is part and parcel of life, that we have to understand, and more so in the journey of entrepreneurship, more so in the process of innovation. Because whatever innovations are made, only 2% come to the market. Only 2% come to the market. If you take startups, see the leading startups, the education institutions which promote incubation and startups, the leading among the world. Okay, so they also have only about 1 or 2% success rate. That is Stanford University. So from where, so many startups have come up, like from, say, this PayPal to Google, right? To this Facebook and so on. So whatever, so many startups have come up from Stanford University, and for them also the success rate is only 1 or 2%. So there are 100 ideas, 100 incubation ideas, 100 startups, only 1 or 2 succeed. So all others fail. All others fail. So that we have to understand, and we also have to teach our students. So we should not, be afraid of failure. So we should be able to learn from the failure and move to the next step. So that is the kind of attitude which we should have towards, failure. Only then, we can succeed. And to give an example, in India, IIT Madras is the leading, incubator and promoter of startups in India. Okay, and in IIT Madras also, the success rate is less than 2%. So there are so many startup ideas in IIT, which is IIT Madras, which is being promoted, but only not even 2% are able to come out successfully. So so failure is part and parcel of life, and that we have to understand. So again, going back to Edison, when Edison found the right filament for the light bulb, so he exclaimed that I found out how not I found out 999 ways how not to make the right filament. So he did not say, or he did not brag that I made the right filament. So he said that I learned 999 times how not to make the right filament. So that means he admitted that 999 times he failed, only the 1,000 times he was successful. Okay, so that does not mean that if Edison has not found the right filament, there would not have been a right bulb. So of course, someone else would have found out. That is a different story. But the idea is that we should accept failure and we should be persistent. This is what I think earlier also you mentioned. We should be persistent with our idea, with our mind. We should have a persistent attitude. Only then we can, travel in this path of, innovation and becoming entrepreneur. So it is not an easy job, but it requires the right kind of attitude, and it requires us to understand failure and accept failure. So if someone fails, we should not, criticize, or we should not, punish. But at least we should make an attempt that the person learns from that mistake or whatever it is and moves on to the next step. So that is the right kind of thing to do. And that is how we'll be able to be successful in the journey of innovation. Now coming on to entrepreneurship. So these are all some, definitions. As I told you, I'll not be going through all the definitions. So I'll just stick to main points. So entrepreneurs, there are two kind of people. That is what Richard Cantillon said. So one is a people with fixed income and another with non-fixed income. So the first category, I think we all come into it, right? So including me, I'm telling. So we all come into the first type of category, fixed income. So every month end we get a fixed salary, and that to not fixed by us, fixed by the government through the pay commission. And then the state government also has some role and so many things. Okay, so fixed income earners. And then there are non-fixed income earners. So non-fixed income earners are, so you see that time the entrepreneurship terminology was not there, but what he generally referred to was, entrepreneurs are people who have non-fixed income. That is, people who can create their own income. So when someone wants more income, that person can create his or her income, right? So that kind of a person is an entrepreneur, right? Okay, so so that is the beauty of entrepreneurship. So if a person wants to generate more income, the person will be able to generate more income through the new idea, right? So either say, for example, a simple example, either by expansion of the market from, say, a local market to a state level market, and then through a national level market and to the global market. Or that person can come up with a new idea, an entirely new product, and venture into that kind of a product. You can see with Elon Musk. So he started with PayPal, and then he moved on to Tesla, battery powered car, and then he moved on to SpaceX, sending spaceships into of course space, right? Rockets into space. And then he bought this what is this, Bitcoin, and then he also bought this Facebook, and he's doing a lot of stuff. So So when entrepreneur wants, he or she can expand his or her income. So that is what is, non-fixed income earners. So that is the beauty of becoming an entrepreneur. So we can motivate our students to become entrepreneurs because they can be non-fixed income earners. So they need not have a fixed income like us, whether it's fortunate or unfortunate, I don't know. But unlike us, they can become, non-fixed income earners, and they can, uh, go sky high. And one example I tell my students is, until your idea is not successful, maybe you are flat on the ground, right? No, okay, for fixed income earners, I'll tell you first. So fixed income earners, almost it is like a, a normal curve, a bell-shaped curve, right? A bell-shaped curve. So you start at a basic point, and then slowly you get annual increment, then promotion, and so on. Your salary keeps on increasing, and then you reach a stage where after that there is no more increment. There is no more. Your income will not go more than that, and then after that you retire, and then slowly your income comes down to half of whatever you were earning. Right. So something like a bell-shaped curve. Whereas for an entrepreneur, till the idea is not successful, the income is, flat, right? You're on the ground. But once your idea is successful and your product starts selling, or your idea starts selling, then, sky is the limit. Then sky is the limit. So you'll move up like a, spaceship, like a rocket, right? So you can grow 100%, 200%, 1000% in 1 or 2 years, right? There are so many, people who have grown like that. For example, see, if you take Amazon, Jeff Bezos. So he was earning a fairly good income as a software guy. But then his passion was towards books. So he quit that job, and he started selling books. And in the books, he thought that, why not sell these books online? And when he started, he was really, really, really unsuccessful. He says that. And once he succeeded in selling the books, he slowly started adding, so many other products. And now in Amazon, you get so many, you name a product and you will get in Amazon. You name a product and you'll get in Amazon. So expansion is quite high, and your income can soar quite high if you become an entrepreneur. Right. And then Smith, of course, he says about division of labor, disaggregation. So all these things lead to specialization, and that leads to innovation. That is what we can imply. So Smith did not really write about entrepreneurs or innovation. So what we can derive from Smith's idea is that because of this disaggregation of complex process, and which leads to invention, it also leads to innovation. And then again Schumpeter. So as I told you, Schumpeter again, so he was the one responsible for bringing innovation into the theory of economic growth. And that is how this innovation and entrepreneurship are really, really important in terms of economic growth. So because there were so many things earlier, the evolution of the theory of economic growth. See, if we start from Adam Smith, so so he says that contribution of the people, right? So contribution of the people, that is what causes economic growth, right? So wealth of nations is built by a simple concept of uh, invisible hand of self-interest, and the division of labor. That is what creates wealth, right? And then there were other writers who said so many other things, and then it finally came down to uh, your economic growth being promoted by producing goods and services, That is where we came to GDP. So from Adam Smith's contribution to GDP, gross domestic product. So how much of goods and services you produce during a particular year. Now Schumpeter went further and said that, see, just by producing goods and services, you cannot have economic growth. At a point you'll become stagnant. At a point you'll become stagnant, right? So this is what other economists like Mill and all said about the stationary state. So if you want to continuously grow, you need to keep innovating. You need to have more entrepreneurs. You need to bring new ideas. So only when there is a radical change in the technology, when there is a radical change in the idea, only then there will be significant amount of economic growth. So economic growth is propelled by innovations. So if there is a huge innovation in a particular year, the next couple of years or 5 years or 10 years, you can see huge development, right? So in future slides, I think if we have time, we'll try to see how innovation creates economic activity, explosion in economic activity, right? And the next aspect, very important aspect about entrepreneurship is entrepreneur is a person, is the one who takes risks. So entrepreneur is a person who takes risks. So this is really important. Again, in our society, we teach our children not to take risk right from birth till whatever, whenever, even you finish your education, you do your own job or you have your own business, whatever, whatever you do, people will say not to take risk, or elders will say not to take risk. That is how our society, we are brought up. So not to take risk. But unfortunately, human life is full of risks. Earth is full of risks. So there is no point of time where you are not facing risk. Risk is part and parcel of life. As we saw, failure is part and parcel of life. Risk is also part and parcel of life. So we don't know what is going to have, what is going to happen the next moment, right? We don't know. So life is full of risk. So we need to understand what this risk is, right? And we need to embrace risk. We need to take risk, right? So when I'm talking about the risk, I'm not taking blind risk, right? So in economics, of course, you would have we would have learned these concepts of risk-taking behavior among people. That is people who are risk averse, and then who are people who are risk neutral, and then people who are risk seekers, right? So risk averse, risk neutral, and risk seekers. So this is three kind of behavioral traits among the people. So not all people can take risks. That also we need to understand. Okay, but the most important thing what we need to understand is the person who is a risk seeker, we need to educate that person with what risk is, how to calculate risk, and take some calculated risk, not taking blind risks. So taking risk does not mean that standing in the middle of the road in a traffic filled road and nothing happened to me. So that is a blind risk. So we are not talking that kind of risk. You have to take a calculated risk, a business risk, a calculated business risk. So you have to understand what risk is. Suppose you are investing so much in, say, production of product. What are the chances that that product is going to succeed? What are the chances that this product going to make such and such a profit? What are the chances that you're able to sell it to the customers? How many people will be attracted to your product, right? So all these things. So these are all risks that there are theories, there are training, there are ample, material through which we can, teach our students about what risks and how to take, calculated risk. And only through this, our students can become entrepreneurs. So they need to understand what risk is, and then they have to take risk. If we are not ready to take risk, then that person cannot become an entrepreneur. As I already told you earlier, everyone cannot become entrepreneur. Only some people can become entrepreneur. So among one of those qualities of entrepreneur is taking risk. So that is a really, really important factor. So if a person is, risk averse, and really is shy of risk by nature, right? By nature, right? And we can try to provide some kind of education, some kind of training. But even if that person is not, by nature, if is risk averse, then that person cannot become an entrepreneur. So risk seekers, surely you can, mold them, you can train them in the right way, so that they can understand what that risk is, and they can take some calculated risk to become entrepreneurs. So Harvard Business School, so it says, so entrepreneurs are people who quickly identify risks and systematically eliminate them, right? So they tackle with the risks. And 21st century entrepreneurs are people who are not, catching the wave, but they are creating their own wave. So catching the wave is what was happening in, 70s, 80s, 90s in India. But now, many people are creating their own wave, right? So many people in India are creating their own wave by having their own kind of startup ideas. So that is what we need to encourage our students to have startup ideas. So create their own wave, create their own business model, a product. Okay, Marco Polo trade routes. What we need to understand is that, this slide, what it shows is that Marco Polo was one of the greatest, entrepreneurs. So we often talk about this Vasco da Gama and Christopher Columbus, all stupid people. But we don't talk about Marco Polo. In fact, Marco Polo was one of the most successful sailor who brought so many expeditions from Europe to Asia, right? Uh, in South India, specifically from Tamil Nadu, maybe in Andhra you have some kind of king, like say Krishnaraya. But here in Tamil Nadu, we had Rajaraj Cholan, who took out a lot of expeditions to, Southeast Asia and built a lot of trade routes there. And he was one of the greatest entrepreneurs. And in our university, in our remote sensing department, they have done some survey in Pumbuhar port, located in Tamil Nadu, South Tamil Nadu. So where we are able to find evidence that harbors, the harbors existed about 15,000 years back. Man-made harbors existed 15,000 years back. So in this subcontinent. So that means to say that people used to trade 15,000 years back. So that is kind of, evidence we are getting now. So all our excavation in what do you call Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, and in various other sites. Okay, in Tamil Nadu, lately in Keeladi. So these are all dating about 2,000, 3,000 years back. But now in Pumhar port, we have evidence that that harbor was constructed. The first structures of harbor were about 15,000 years back. So the idea here is that the idea what I want to convey was that the people here, the Indian people are very, very entrepreneurial by nature. For thousands and thousands of years, we have been entrepreneurial. So only in the recent past, that is during the British era, we have lost that spirit of entrepreneurship. So if we tend to, put the right kind of ideas into our students' minds, surely, we can nurture more and more entrepreneurs, and we can have, phenomenal economic growth in our country. And then there is concept of innovative entrepreneurship. Then I'll just move on to 5 technologies which are going to rule the world in the future, and then we'll stop. So innovative entrepreneurship is about 3 aspects. So an innovative small business idea with a high growth business model, right? Small I told. So 3 aspects. So innovative, small, and high growth model. Like for example, Oyo Homes. So everyone would have heard about Oyo Homes. So Oyo Homes, Ritesh Agarwal. So in fact, he did not finish his college also, but then he got a opportunity to attend a competition in Stanford University, and he won a prize there, and he got a substantial amount of money in US dollars. He came back to India, and India, what he did was that in his hometown, he saw a hotel which was not doing well. It was making losses. So he made an agreement with the owner. So he refurbished the hotel, brought in all of modern amenities, and had a profit sharing agreement. And then within a very short period of time, the hotel became very, very successful. Then he slowly increased it to, the next level. He teamed up with some of his friends, and then he expanded it to the state level, and then throughout India within 2 or 3 years, Oyo Homes, from just having one property, now operates, thousands and thousands of properties across India. So within 2-3 years, so just from scratch to a huge, hotel industry in 2-3 years, a pan India presence in 2-3 years. So that is what is innovative entrepreneurship. And for this entrepreneurship, so now you may also be thinking why, we are talking all these things. What relevance does it have to economics? Does not, it has all the relevance, because you don't need to uh, you know uh, have technological background, or you don't need to have some other computer knowledge or something like that to become an entrepreneur. Only thing is, you need to have the right kind of idea, a creative idea. You can have a team, and through the team you can build an innovative business model, through which you can succeed. Industry 4 points. So all these things I will skip. Yeah. So this slide, you can just see. So wherever there was innovative technology introduced, there has been spike in economic activity. So x-axis you have the years, and y-axis you have the economic activity. So x-axis you see 1800, there was the invention of the steam engine, and there is a spike in economic activity. And then railways, another small spike. And then telephone, automobile, electricity, see, you have a huge spike. Okay, so when electricity was invented, all industries started using electricity, and there is a huge spike. And then with computers, another spike. Then with internet, another spike. And then now there are in 2020s, there is a huge spike with these 5 technologies. There is blockchain, genome sequencing, robotics, energy storage, and artificial intelligence. So these are the 5 technologies, major technologies, which are going to propel economic growth in the next 50 years to 100 years. Okay, blockchain technology, of course, is used in so many what do you call software programs, in your this digital currency, that is Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and all blockchain technology is used. And for cloud storage, blockchain technology is used, right? And then genome sequencing, of course, we have the evidence. So we were able to develop the vaccine for the coronavirus in 1 year. We, in the sense, the world together was able to produce a vaccine in 1 year, because for a vaccine to be produced, it takes several years, several decades. So for the first polio vaccine to be developed, it took 100 years. But now within 1 year, we are able to develop how effective it is and all, that is a different question. But we were able to develop a fairly stable and reliable vaccine against coronavirus within 1 year. That was possible only through genome sequencing. And then robotics, of course, advanced robotics, which are being used in all factories, all production houses, right? And then energy storage, of course, as we saw about this Tesla motors, the main concept not is the battery car.
A
but
gentle
the batteries
reminder.
themselves. Yes, I'm winding up, madam. I know.
So we are running out of the time. So.
That's what I said, madam. I know. I said I'll finish with this. Energy storage. And then the last aspect, artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence, again, it is related to, computer programming. And for that, you don't need to be a computer science student. Only thing you need to, learn coding. Only thing you need to learn coding. And if you learn coding, surely you can, work in the field of artificial intelligence as well as blockchain technology. So these are the technologies which are going to be there or rule the world for the next 50 to 100 years. So if our students are if they study these things, so surely they can work up and they can make their startups through learning these technologies which are going to propel the economic growth throughout the world. Okay, so thank you all. Thank you all for your patient listening. Thank you.
Good morning to all. I feel privileged to propose vote of thanks on behalf of all the participants of economics. At the outset, Honorable Professor Dr. Prasanna sir, a very interesting and thought-provoking key aspects of economics are discussed in his speech. Starting from the Schumpeter Peter Drucker, our themes, the examples given during different contexts about the topic are more appreciable. We express our sincere thanks for your valuable and useful presentation. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now the session you be led by 155. Thank you, sir. All the participants led by 155.
You got